And today is first day, the class about the wheel of life. And before we start our class, Geshe and I are going to do some chanting called like homage and praise to the Shakyamuni Buddha. And then we're going to recite some mantra. Those we got from oral transmission from His Holiness Dalai Lama, and as well as our Rinpoche, Zachuje Rinpoche. They gave us those oral transmission special to protect this pandemic disease. So please send the prayer. You know, there's many people who died because of this disease, and then many people suffering because of this disease. So please send prayer for all of them. Thank you.
Oh, Damba, Jundende, Yaba,
Jamba, Yandaba, Zubia, Sanje, Ribado, Shazo, Damba, Dewa, Sheba, Jite, Chamba, Shiva, Davia, Kaloja, Lana, Meva, Lado, Mona, Damba, Sanje, Jundende, Pejawa, Shaja, Tubala, Shante, Chedo, Shazo, Joy,
Damba, Jundende,
Tejo, Jeva, Jamba, Yandaba, Zubia, Sanje, Ribado, Shazo, Damba, Dewa, Sheba, Jite, Chamba, Shiva, Davia, Kaloja, Lana, Meva, Lado, Mona, Damba, Sanje, Jundende, Pejawa, Shaja, Tubala, Shante, Chedo, Shazo, Joy,
Damba, Jundende,
Tejo, Jeba, Jamba, Yandaba, Zubia, Sanje, Ribado, Shazo, Damba, Dewa, Sheba, Jite, Chamba, Shiva, Davia, Kaloja, Lana, Meva, Lado, Mona, Damba, Sanje, Jundende, Pejawa, Shaja, Tubala, Shante, Chedo, Shazo, Joy, Chedo, Zia, Sajian, Dalai, Kombai, Debone, Mana, Jitian, Dana, Chuji, Soy, Tetia, Keva, Chela, Shazal, Namda, Kuman, Chuda, Suzawa, Yijia, Janzo, Sejo, Noboinda, Raban, Jitia, Sonai, Lomewai, Gembo, Chunya, Chela, Shazal, Senjo, Demba, Chumia, Davia, Shai, Sendo, Nawa, Chela, Shazal, Dura, Chera, Samba, Samaji, Yamia, Chija, Chela, Shazal, Gembo, Tuje, Chetemba, Tamje, Chempia, Temba, Seno, Yende, Janzo, Shio, Tejo, Chela, Shazal, Avia, Desha, Chawa, Joy, Give Miso, Lejoy, Chido, Cheto, Chejo, Boy, Chejo, Chela, Shazal, Jonia, Tovia, Loyo, Dea, Labai, Talai, Ratan,
Kinga,
Tamba, Yende, Dea, Genta, Layo, Shazal, Sanje, Sola, Shazal, Shava, Chela, Shazal, Genta, Chela, Shazal, Somla, Tata, Kishanta, Shasha, Gipa, Tamjela, Shida, Kunja, Chonya, Joy, Lita, Paya, Namgat, Choda, Tebia, Shantala, Dipa, Chayan, Masashi, Kiwa, Buzo, Tovashi, Rangia, Sena, Yozanda, Dana, Sanja, Temba, Ye, Kama, Raja, Mamedo, Jama, Saba, Chava, Toy, Mala, Lotoi, Chedam, Dije, Chinon, Dodai, Dai, Tamja, Zipa, Ye, Kombo, Tonya, Chenja, Chadoi, Gado, Nado, Chevia, Lajabi, Sabian, Tolian, Gowai,
Okay, so now we're going to recite some mantra, and Geshe and I will try to recite like much slower, and please join, recite, we all together. And first we're going to recite praise to the Lama Tsongkhapa 3 times, and then Buddha Shakyamuni's mantra, like first we praise to the Buddha Shakyamuni, and then recite the mantra 3 times. Then same like, first we recite the praise to the medicine Buddha mantra, and then recite mantra 3 times, like we go all like that.
Lobsong trapye shalai sovande mime tevye teje teresi tremye chembye umboy chambye yang anjen kebye suje tsongkai pa Lobsong trapye shalai sovande
Kumke tuje
Shajya Nidoi Shiyai Nidjai Madoi Dojai Pijai Ba Sejai Lamboi Tavoi Jabiyai Koi Shajya Jaboi Chelai Shantei Loi Mahai Mani Yasoi Ha Om Mani Mani Mahai Mani Soha Om Mani Mani Mahai Mani Soha
Tuje gola nyambye
Chamdian Dia Tenzoi Tibian Indra Demaise Tuzoi Nese Sanjia Menjoi Lai Bendro Yaya Gela Shante Lord
Deyaga
Om Bekante Bekante Mahai Bekante Bekante Randa Samu Gade Sohai Teyatai Om Bekante Bekante Mahai Bekante Bekante Randa Samu Gade Sohai Teyatai Om Bekante Bekante Mahai Bekante Bekante Randa Samu Gade Sohai
Jenje Mage
Kondoi Karai Tosai Jeje Volai Je Tuje Shenje Dolai Siai Jere Silai Shante Lo
Om Mani
Peme Mo Om Mani Peme Mo Om Mani Peme Mo
No Uje
No join, tai, pemai, kesai, tomboi, la, yanzen, chuka, ngedoi, nyai, pemai, junyai, shesai, ta, kodoi, kandoi, mombie, koi, chejoi, jesai, tajoi, je, chenjie, lajoi, jesoi, so, gore, pemai, sedoi, Mo Benzan Gora Pema Siddha Mo Oma Amu Nendai Kara Dema Siddha Oma Amu Nendai Kara Dema Siddha
Lado Lami
Jebya
Jebya
Jia Shaja Demo Ladone Hombai Kole Dronze Mai Doma Yom Lai Shante Lo
Dare
Tutare Tare Soy Hai Omon Tare Tutare Tare Soy Hai Omon Tare Tutare Tare Soy Hai
Jawa Kanja
Yeje Joma Ye Chandra Nambai Chawai Lechome Namo Kangye Dovye Nedege Kone Shante Chelai Chante Lo
Pishaje
Pana Chawai De Sawan Dora Pasha Manaya Soba Ama Pishaje Pana Chawai Sawan Dora Pasha Manaya Soba Ama Pishaje Pana Chawai Sawan Dora Pasha Manaya Soba.
Okay, so now we're going to do the dedication.
Hoi Chela Deje
Sovai Tabi Tiai Dasoi Kondoi Nebi Sajoi Sa Nedoi Wapoi Tazi Shavai To Chidoi Tajim Bewai Zedoi So.
Okay, so now we're going to recite the long life prayer, His Holiness Dalai Lama, and also long life prayer for our Zachuje Rinpoche.
Hoi Gora Rai
Ovyai Shingoi Doi Pendoi Dewai Maliai Jovyai Jiri Sewa Tenzi Jantoya
Shobe
Sundai Pato Tenjiroi Jir
Tame Tube
Tenboi Zumbi Zoi Losai Jawai Nibiai Liliai Ja Dongoi Tamchiai Pelai Dajawai Chume Pande Lamai Sowai Ne.
Thank you. The Lumpujura, the Jai Chasang Mugan, So again, Restele everyone. And so today I'm going to tell little bit background about that wheel of life. And then I'm going to talk little bit how to the drawing like a wheel of life. So, and then after that, if you guys have question, we just do little bit question answer. And then Geshe Namgyal is going to teach us how to do the mandala offering, that the hand gesture, or like a mudra. So everybody that hear good? They usually Geshe and I turn on the air conditioner like early in the morning, and then when it's start the class, we just turn off. But today we forgot to turn on this morning, so maybe it's a little bit more noisy. So if it's too much noisy, so I brought that this one. Maybe this one helped a little bit. Please let me know. Sound is good. Okay. Okay, then fine. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go to that. We'll go with that. Okay, so this one, you know, everybody have this handout, and then this one with this drawing we call like a wheel of life. So the Tibetan, there's two like different names. Like one is we call like seven kolo. I think seven kolo and wheel of life is like totally same meaning. And then sometimes we call this one koen kolo changawa. Ko means samsara, and kolo means this wheel, and changawa means five sector or five part. So I think that one is why we call like that five part, because you know that inside the wheel of life there's a symbolized like six realms, and then when we that meaning, you know, the drawing that god and demigod we put together, so then there's a five sector or five parts. So that's why, you know, we call it koen kolo changaba. So actually, this the wheel of life drawing that Buddha Shakyamuni himself, like what you call that, Buddha Shakyamuni himself, like did this, you know, the wheel of life, or I don't know how to say structure, like so. This actually, you know, the first wheel of that turning like a Dhamma teaching. This is same like, you know, the Buddha Shakyamuni first give, you know, Four Noble Truth, and then this drawing also about that Four Noble Truth. And actually, you know, that the why Buddha Shakyamuni, the drawing this, you know, the teaching, you know, the Buddha Shakyamuni give teaching Four Noble Truth through the drawing. So because you know, there's many people who can like you know that read, and then different people have a different personality, and somebody, you know, the more understand when they hear, and somebody more understand when they see something. So different person has a different what you call that, like personality, right? So that's why people who are more like understand it through the drawing, like in look in the picture. So for those like Buddha Shakyamuni did this that wheel of life, that you know that through the drawing, like actually this shows like you know, teach us the Four Noble Truth. And so the history of background, this you know that you know, this handout is our Rinpoche, you know, the taught us Wheel of Life teaching in 2015. So I got this copy. So if you look at that in Sanskrit it is called Bhava Chakra, in Pali Bhava Chakra, and Tibetan Sivan Kolo. It symbolized the Buddhist perspective on life and contains with it numerous samples of Buddha's teaching. History of this painting is that the king Uttayana of Dhatu kingdom made a present of jeweled armor to the king of Mangata, being Bibisara, who did not have anything of equivalent worth to give in return. Bibisara was worried about this and asked the Buddha Shakyamuni what he should give. The Buddha indicated that he should have a will of cyclic existence with the 5 sectors drawn, accompanied by the following. So the background history is like that. There's the king that the king Uttayana. So Uttayana sent some very precious gift, like made out of jewel, armor, and he sent to that the other king, Bibisara. And then Bibisara want to return something very precious stuff, but he have no idea, what kind of thing is good. So finally he asked Buddha Shakyamuni, and Buddha Shakyamuni know that that King Uttayana needs this will of life, the drawing. So Buddha Shakyamuni did like kind of plan or stature, and then somebody draw this will of life. And Bibisara sent it back to the other king, that the Uttayana, King Uttayana. And when Uttayana got this will of life, the drawing, and he got the message immediately, and he practiced, that Four Noble Truth through this drawing, and finally he generated that singing path. That just because of this drawing. So, and then not only this one, there's one that Sri Lanka, there's one girl, she also got like this will of life drawing, and she also like practiced that Four Noble Truth through this drawing, and she also generated the same path. I think those are kind of like same time. And the Bubisara, that king, that who asked Buddha Shakyamuni, that we call like Jabu Zuchen Himbo, like a king. Tibetan we call like his name like Zuchen Himbo. So there's a very interesting story that the between connection with the King Zuchen Himbo and Buddha Shakyamuni. So actually this Zuchen Himbo or Bibisara was Buddha Shakyamuni's father's friend, and he was king around the Rajagir. And when Buddha Shakyamuni left kingdom, when he was, I think, like 29 years old, and he did like ascetic practice, right? And so he only like hold the ball, like what you call that, begging, like a begging ball. And so he just traveled like everywhere. So finally he got this place, that the Rajgir, the kingdom. And at that time, like nobody called him like princess, like Princess Shenitendu. Nobody called him prince. And they call him like Gotama. So Gotama is kind of their family name. If you call like Gotama, everybody know that is from that that kingdom. So when he came to this Rajgir, and Bibasara met him, and he asked, what is your name? He said, my name is Gotama. So immediately he noticed that's his friend's son. And then he, took him inside and asked him that what happened, like, why you are prince, why you going like a beggar? And then he told Buddha Shakyamuni, says, please stay with me, and I'm going to give you like one like a part that you can like what you call the run that area. The Buddha Shakyamuni says, I left palace. It's not because of parent and not because of my wife. So I looking for to liberate from samsara, and then he didn't listen that king's. So finally he going to leave, and then King Bibisara asked him, okay, so then when you generate like liberate from samsara or generate enlightenment, will you please promise me to come back visit me? And the Buddha Shakyamuni accept his request. So, and then when Buddha Shakyamuni, generate enlightenment, so he keep his word and he went back to see this Bibisara, and I think when Buddha Shakyamuni went over there, he went with some of his students. So the Dipankara, the one of his students, Dipankara with him. But Dipankara is very famous that area, and when Buddha Shakyamuni go back to the Rajgir, and many people thought, it's kind of, they heard the rumor, Buddha Shakyamuni is coming back to Rajgir. And when they come, that everybody thought like the Dipankara is, that the Buddha Shakyamuni, like, Dipankara generated the enlightenment. So, and then when he met what you call the Bibisara, and then Dipankara kind of like act as a student, like, he respect towards the Buddha Shakyamuni in front of everybody and says something. So then everybody knows, oh yeah, that's the Buddha Shakyamuni. So anyway, this king, that Bibisara is special that Buddha Shakyamuni's sponsor, like he's so kind of like his first sponsor, and then this Bibikara became Buddha Shakyamuni's student also, and finally we Tibetan call it Gemetsa, like there's one area like a park. So Bibikara gave Buddha Shakyamuni like that park, to give teaching and to do the retreat. So Buddha Shakyamuni actually did the retreat over there like 6 times. We call that Yane, like Yane means summer retreat. I think, right now in the monastery, we do 1 month and 15 days, like every year in the summertime. Buddha Shakyamuni's time, actually, they're doing the 3 months. There's summer times, every year there's lots of insect, and so those little bit like dangerous to kill all those insects. So that's why Buddha Shakyamuni made like kind of rule, all his followers, during the summer, like you should like a summer retreat for 3 months. So Buddha Shakyamuni did a summer retreat over there the 6 times, like first 3 times, 3 years, like, the continuous like 3 years, and then he went somewhere else, give teaching and come back. So totally summer retreat, like 6 years, or what you call that, that part. So that's the kind of background, that history about this wheel of life, and so that that everybody have this handout, right? And wheel of life, there are like 4 different level, like, there's one wheel, and then that outside there's one. So total it has a 4 level. And then this one, that why Buddha Shakyamuni did this like the round, like, wheel as a wheel. So this has a very interesting meaning. Like wheel, when you put the totally like round, and then we really, there's no any beginner and there's no any end, right? Like round is like, nobody can tell like, which one is like a start and which one is the end. So Buddha Shakyamuni wrote this, like it's a very interesting, like, so many people like we always like, that curious, like where to start, like, our life also, the beginning, like from the beginning, like when, so actually in reality, our life is beginningless, and then also like we call like endless. Until you generate enlightenment, that's the kind of end. Otherwise, that we just circle, like, look like this, what you call that, this wheel, So that's why our life we call like a beginning less life. So there's no like a beginner. So in monastery also many times, that we debate like, the chicken and eggs, like, which one is first, like chicken or eggs, which one is first. In reality, actually, there's no beginner, like, the beginningless. So I think, the Buddha Shakyamuni did this, like kind of like this round. So that tells us, that our life is beginningless. And there's a four level of this round. And the first round, like here, like inside, he put that pig and bird and then snake, the three. And then the drawing, like, it looked like a snake and pig, both, no, snake and the bird, both coming from the pig. So this drawing is look like that snake, yeah, snake coming from the pig, and then bird coming from the snake's mouth. But there's some other drawing, is both of them coming from the pig's mouth. And then the second layer, the second level of round, that wheel, then one side is totally white, and then one side is totally black. And then the third, what you call the third wheel. So third wheel, this one has a 6, right? So third wheel, there's a 6 different part. So these all are what you call that 6 ram. Like first is this one is you drawing like a heaven ram, the top one. So heavenly ram, and this side. So here there's a tree, right? So that one is the demigod. So God, demigod, and then this side there's one what you call that. That this section is human, like human ram, and then this the lowers is like hell ram, and this is animal ram, and here is what you call the hungry ghost ram. And then in this drawing, there's like everywhere, like in all of them has a Buddha Shakyamuni's that picture, but some other they don't. But those are that different symbol. We can, I'm going to explain, the next time. And then that fourth wheel, there are 12 different sections. This is where we call like a 12 link, like 12, we call Tende Yela Kuni. So 12 link dependent, like origination. I think 12 link dependent origination. So there are 12 the different. So first one is we call like a, there's a very old, like the lady like a plant with a can. And then the second one is molding a pot, you know, somebody making the pot. And then third one is a monkey. And then fourth one is the people traveling in the boat. And then fifth one is an empty house with a door and window. Like, you know, there's house totally empty, but there's a door and there's a window. Those are open. And then sixth one is a two-person embracing. So here it says like two-person embracing. Actually, this one is like two, like a little boy and two little girl, like one, like a little girl and a little boy kissing, like kissing each other. So this is many, like, you know, that we can explain later. And then an arrow piercing the eyes. You know, the seventh one is like, you know, there's a arrow, like somebody's eyes. And eighth one is a person drink alcohol, like, you know, the eighth one. So, you know, eighth, like, you know, the section with drawing the person that drinking alcohol. And then ninth one is a monkey, like picking up the fruit. And then 10th one is a pregnant woman, that there's a like woman like with a pregnant. And then 11th one is a woman giving childbirth, like there's a, you know, that the 9 one is pregnant, and that the 10 one is pregnant, and 11 is that giving the birth. And then 12 one is the old person carry the dead body, like there's one old person who carry the dead body. So those are how to drawing. And then on top of the, you know, the drawing, there's one, you know, that, you know, outside the wheel, there's one that Buddha Shakyamuni's, you know, the Buddha's, what you call that, image. And then this side, there's a moon image. So Buddha Shakyamuni, like, you know, the pointed towards the moon. And then some drawing like on top or some drawing on bottom, and there's a two stanza, like, you know, this stanza, like we're drawing over there. This, you know, that in Tibetan we call like Tsamba Shachi Inwasha, Chidon Den Jomba, Dombi Chana Lungchejo, Chindam Den Jombashas. So Tsambashas, it says undertaking this and leaving that. Tsambashas, like to start, like, you know, the Buddha Shakyamuni actually saying that start right now to practice. And then Yumashas, leaving that, like, which means like they avoid like suffering and the causes of the suffering. Enter into the teaching of the Buddha, you know, and then, you know, the enter into the Buddha Shakyamuni's teaching, like an elephant in a thatched house, destroy the force of the Lord of Death. So, you know, that like a thatched house is a very fragile, right? Very fragile. You know, the if elephant in that thatched house, you know, that elephant very easily to destroy that thatched house. The same thing here also, you know, this fragile part, like to get rid of the Lord of the Death. And then, Gongshi Rat Poya Pachi, Chintan de la Shetua, Jebin Kowa Rapone, Dungatama Shavajas, those who with thorough conscientiousness practice this disciplinary doctrine will forsake the will of birth, bringing suffering to an end. So Kunshi Rat Payapas, I don't know the exact the meaning of conscientiousness, right? But Payapa means like what you call that satisfied, like, you know, that So many our suffering, like lots of our suffering comes from unsatisfied. Like, so we want like more. We don't satisfied what we have. So then that's the kind of like main causes to bring the all suffering. So that's why, Buddha Shakyamuni says like, be the satisfied, and then chintan dalasya, just chintan means like a discipline. To practice this disciplinary doctrine, which means like follow the, that his rule, like there's many rules, like, Buddha Shakyamuni's rule for monks, Buddha Shakyamuni's rule for layperson. These all like rules are kind of like sake of what you call that well-being, like, the happiness for all human beings, all sentient beings. So achieving core rapuness, and then avoid like, that liberate from the samsara, and then end of the suffering. So that's the, so this actually two stanza actually what you call that shows full noble truth also, that first, like, the start, like to practice, which shows that what you call that path to enlightenment, and then destroy the force of the Lord Buddha. It shows that what you call that cessation, and then yuasha. So that's the living death. This shows what you call that suffering and causes of suffering. So, I think we can that explain in detail, like, that when we that explain, like, symbolize those drawing, and then the how, the how this drawing explain about that full noble truth. Okay, so it's already 10:46. So anybody have any question? I'm going to stop here, and then Geshe Namgyal is coming to teach us how to do the mandala mudra. Oh yeah, who is holding the wheel? This one we call like chido shije, like chido shije. So in the Rinpoche's, this one it says like yana, and this one is I think it's what you call that yamintaka, right? Yamintaka. So this one is like a kind of yamintaka. Here actually, this that hand and legs, with the mouth holding this wheel of life, is actually show us impermanent nature. This symbolize, the guy, that holding like us, what you call that, is kind of represent for the will of life. So, and then can you explain the outer ring more? Yeah, this that outer ring, like outer ring, I am going to explain like what symbolizes later, but first there's one only. That one is if you look at the behind the handout, that that Rinpoche's one, so that there's very detailed. Like first one is a blind person with a can, and then second one is a potter molding a pot, and then third one is a monkey. And then fourth one is that people travel in the boat. And fifth one is an empty house with a door and window. And then sixth one is, the two little boy and girl like kissing each other. And seventh one is arrow like piercing into the eyes. Then eighth one is person drink alcohol. 9th one is a monkey picking the fruit, and then 10th one is a pregnant, and then 11th one is a that mom like delivery, and then 12th one is a old person carrying the dead body. Layers. The layers, I think you're talking about this layer, like the different layer. So I'm going to explain later, like, first the layer is kind of like a represent for like, the 3 poisons. And then second layer is represent like, the intermediate state. And then third one is like 6 strands. And fourth one is, the layer is 12, what you call that, 12 link of origination, I think. We call like Tende Yala Chuni. Oh yeah, so the 3 poisons is center because these 3 poisons the kind of men, that all of our these 3 actually like kind of produce all mental afflictions, and also like these 3 poison is kind of like a man, that we are in the samsara, like this cyclic existence. So that's why these 3, Buddha Shakyamuni put at center. Okay, so now the Geshe is going to teach us how to do the wheel of life similar to the wheel of Dhamma. Rebecca, no, that's a different. Like a wheel of life is kind of like tells us how our, like, that or session beings like what you call that cyclic in samsara, and wheel of Dhamma is represent for Buddha Shakyamuni's teaching. Okay, so thank you everyone, and see you in next session.
Just tell everybody. Today I'm going to learn hand mudra, mandala, right? But I cannot explain because my English very, very well. So maybe most of you know this mandala, offering mandala mudra, but you first this way. It's not necessary, but help a little bit learn. Then your thumbs touch to pinky, right? Pinky. Then you add index, right? Index to touch middle finger. Then ring finger stand. So this is mandala offering mudra, right? Again, you first go one by one, 됐어요. 안에서. Then touch pinky. Then touch index to middle finger. Then stand ring finger. Again, and touch pinky and touch to middle finger. Then stand. So sa yo bi chi shu xin ye du zhang.
Rara li shi nyo de je ban de san je shi la mi de po wai. Roko nam da shi la je ba shu. Mendala kon ya ya da ya.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. See you next time.